Bad plays games.
Okay, I got that all done. It was as easy as anticipated. All I had to do was switch the recipe from mixed rubite on these three to mixed stereotype. And then this one into sorted stereotype, these two sorters. And then I changed these two blast furnaces to molten magnesium, which I will talk about in just a second. And then these three into molten iron. So we'll have 30, 60, 90 of molten iron, which is awesome. And then these ones are going to make magnesium, molten magnesium, which we're going to take over to there, like we were talking about earlier, because by mixing this molten copper with that molten magnesium, wait a minute, no, I'm sorry, by mixing this crushed copper with that molten magnesium, we're going to be able to make conductive copper. And I don't actually have a use for molten magnesium right now. And besides this recipe, I can't even get rid of it, which is going to be a problem eventually, but we can pretty easily make enough storage containers to hold the molten magnesium for dozens of hours, and then only have to hand empty it once in a while. In fact, if I make 5 or 6 large storage containers, we can probably just stockpile all we need for the future until we unlock more uses for molten magnesium. So let's do that. Let's change all of these to conductive copper, and now all I have to do is bring molten magnesium over here and hook it up to these last 3 copper machines. And there. So now we're using 30 of our molten magnesium per minute to drastically increase the amount of copper we get. Okay, we're getting there, right? We've got molten bronze. We have to deal with this molten slag. We have to deal with the molten slag upstairs. We're going to need to deal with... what else? Oh, the crushed stone, right. So we have to get rid of this molten slag, the molten slag down at the new factory, this crushed stone, and we'll be in good shape. Oh, and you know what we need to do? So now we need more output pipes. I haven't done that yet. So we've got zinc, copper, tin, lead, and now this will be iron. And where is our magnesium? Our magnesium is here. There. Alright, molten magnesium. And so now, instead of 4, we have 6 molten metals, which means we're ahead of the game. I don't know which game. Hopefully Satisfactory. Next, let's take care of this molten slag. I think we'll run it out this way and into this area. And we run that into a fluid conditioner. And we need 2 fluid conditioners because we have 150 molten slag per minute, and these can deal with 75. Run the pipe out just like this, add the junctions, and we're almost done. That was quite easy, and I like that. Alright, now we need to get rid of some CO2. So maybe just build this right here and like that. This will be nice and easy. Grab ourselves a pipe. Run this straight and... oh, let's run the pipe like this. Yeah, here we go. And then we'll add our junctions. Alright, that's the CO2 dealt with. Now, let's run the crushed stone over to be processed with that. I think... I meant the slag, not the stone. So we'll need a smart splitter there, smart splitter here. And then let's add a merger right next to it. Alright, and now the center output for this one is going to be crushed. Nope, I'm sorry. Slag. This one will be crushed slag as well. Alright, let's add a little pad right there. Add some foundation up there. Now we can add a lift to that one, a lift to that one, and then add a merger right there to go to there, and then this will be for sulfur processing later. But until then, we'll just give it an awesome sink storage bin. Okay, actually, I don't know what I'm thinking. We don't actually need to process the cold slag right now. We should be able to sink it, unless it's not sinkable. Okay, let's just put some awesome sink storage containers. Let's do it right there. 2, 3, 4. We've got all of these right here. Now all our machines should turn on. There we go. I'm not getting enough slag to actually test this yet because everything is clogged up. I need to utilize all the outputs so this flows constantly, and then we'll get everything set. So let's go do that. We got our bronze mostly ready, so let's use it. We've got 120 ingots per minute. Oh, and steam, that's right. I love it. And now we need a steam cooling tower. Now let's use 195 bronze per minute. One constructor making beams. 2 making plates. Perfect. Now, put a Mark II pole there, and we'll connect everything. Bronze beams, bronze plates. 40 per minute bronze plates done, and 90 per minute bronze beams. Except, let's do something a little different. Different than this, not something extraordinarily different. But let's run this over here and put the machines out this way to save room over here for some brass or lead construction. Alright, now if we just add some awesome sink storage containers, we'll be all set. That's bronze done for now. While we're actually making the bronze beams, I don't think they're used in anything except bronze frames. So once we get some screws done, we'll probably change this production and just max out the bronze frames. Yeah, sounds great. Just had a silly realization. Knowing we can't sink liquids, I'm not sure why this didn't click with me earlier. Especially with this all being backed up and not working. But basically, if any of this gets filled up, like this crushed copper, everything before it stops working. So I actually need overflows. So we're just gonna hook them up like this, each to an individual storage bin. Yeah, and we're just about done with this project then. Excellent. Let's grab the floor holes again. That looks good, and that looks good. There. Okay, now let's run back upstairs, plug the magnesium, the molten magnesium in, and we're making conductive copper. I never figured out if I could sink the slag. I don't think you can. That would make it way too easy. But let's try. Because I like easy sometimes, and sometimes is right now. Oh, you can. Or wait, you can spin it anyway. That doesn't actually mean... It doesn't actually mean we can store it. Or sink it, I mean. Nope, it sinks just fine. Awesome. Good to know. So we have that now, and then we're going to get sulfur this way. And now we've dealt with the cold slag. I'm sorry, we've dealt with the molten slag and the cold slag that goes with it. We've dealt with the crushed stone for the time being. We've got all the backup problems considered, solved. And now all that's left to do is make brass, I'm pretty sure. Oh dear. We have a problem in the bronze shop. The tin line that we used became the iron line. So we're going to have to fix that as well. Molten copper. Which is totally fine. We just got to run back upstairs and swap the lines around because we need tin. We're using 30 per minute of our molten copper, which means we have 60 per minute left. So let's check the brass recipe. We want this. We're going to make alternate sloppy brass. So we just want to turn the molten copper into copper ingots. So the way we're going to do that, we're going to get 240 copper ingots per minute. Oh, this molten stuff is so cool. You just get so many ingots. It's really awesome. Which makes me think that eventually... Oh no, we're going to get even more. We're going to get ore washing eventually, which will get us even more, I think. Actually, I don't remember if it gets you more or the same, but either way, it's different processing, so surely we're going to take a look at that when we get to it. Oh, and lest I forget, this isn't going to keep running unless we deal with the slag. So let's think about how we're going to do that. We have lots of room beneath, so that's what we'll do. Okay, now we can get up and down, although this isn't going to be the level we walk around on, but it'll be fine for right now. There, okay. This is a proper level. So, what do we do though? Let's give ourselves a way up and down. Okay, that's wonky. We'll fix it when we get to the fixing things stage of play. Which is probably coming pretty soon, honestly. We're about to ramp up our coupon productions, meaning we're going to have a lot of decorative abilities that we haven't had previously. Which is cool. Makes me happy. I definitely want lights and signs, for sure. Alright, let's see how many fluid conditioners we need for the time being. 10 per minute molten slag. No power. Okay, now it's got power. Now it's got fluid. And I actually don't want this sulfur because I don't care right now. I'm getting a little molten fatigue here. No, it's fine. Again, I want everything to be right. We're going to fix power lines eventually. That's not what we're about right now. Let's check how much headroom we have up here, because I do want to leave room for lights. Should be fine. Things are just going so well. Surely we're due for some sort of weird hiccup. I shouldn't have said that. Alright, so what are we going to do next? We are going to do brass. Right, so let's not forget to partition our space off. So that's for bronze. This is for brass. And I will start at about the same area here. Okay, for brass, I do know that we don't need to combine it. We're not making a molten alloy because we're going to use that alternate recipe. So all we actually need are the solidifiers, elevated, and we need 2 of them because we need to do tin and copper, or zinc, and I don't know what we need to do, but we gotta do something. So let's put one right there, and a cheeky another one right. Do we like them clipping? Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, we'll do copper. Boy, that gets us 120 per minute. How much brass is that? 120 per minute. is 180 brass ingots per minute. That's going to be enough for right now. This one's going to be less permanent than that bronze one because we're going to want to expand it out a bit. And we've got, I think, just enough room between here and there to expand it. And quite honestly, this is just a single machine. We could move it if push comes to shove. But let's not worry about that right now. Let's plan for success. Next we need zinc ingot. 30 per minute here gets us 120 here. Let's say one right there, and then one right there. Perfect. And now these need water. 10 per minute, and this is probably also 10 per minute. Perfect. Okay, and then right here, we'll run the water up and split it right in the center. And you know what, just to make the water easy, let's move this one. Let's move this one over to here-ish. It's hard because they're, again, we've talked about this before, but they're on separate grids, so they don't line up perfectly. It's pretty good though. Let's take this one over here, and we're gonna put a T connector like that, and then we'll belt this together. That looks awesome. And then just like on the bronze, we're going to put the brass. Easy. And then there. That's the water done. Awesome. Water's flowing, which is what we want. Let's, oh, we already did select the recipes. So we want copper on the southern one and zinc on the more northern one. Let's go hook those up. Alright, we got zinc on the more northern one. And copper, is this copper? And then copper on the more southern one. I love this so much. Why has this stopped? This should not ever, ever, ever stop. We don't have enough bronze because we don't have enough. Oh, wait, what? Didn't I take care of the slag? Oh, I forgot to output the carbon dioxide. That's my fault. There. Alright, we fixed that issue. Alright, so now right here, boy, that's pretty loud. We'll get out of here in just a second. We do need 3 foundries though. Alright, I rushed that a little bit because of the noise. Let's do it a little bit more cleanly, a little bit further away. Alright, 3 foundries. There, now using smart mod, since I had just put them... Yeah, that's cool. All I did was just put them right next to each other so I could try the smart mod out. And it works pretty well. Alright, next logistically we should put a stacking pole. Yeah, I think just like that. Nice and awesome. There. Zinc and copper. Now we're going to have 180 brass ingots per minute. Okay, one slight oversight. I forgot that I needed that iron wire as well to make those brass pipes. So we're going to need another solidifier and cooler for iron. Which means we don't have as much room over here as I anticipated. But I think we have enough. That's fine, we'll just plop down another solidifier right there. Move the water over to here so it's centered. And then we'll add another... We'll just have to connect the output of this to that other steam output. There, water's moved. Alright, now we can put another pipeline junction down. This might be too close. Oh, it works, okay. That's gonna be perfect then, I bet. Yes, indeed. Okay, that's corrected. Okay. That is clipping. We don't want that. There, now it's gonna be straight. Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Everything is perfect. Yep, and then right here we can just do casted iron rods. We have 180 brass per minute, and since each of these uses 30 per minute, we might as well do 90 brass ingots into brass pipes and 90 brass ingots into brass plates. Meaning we'll need 45 per minute iron wire, Okay, let's put a splitter on the output of one of these because each does 60 and we want 90 and 90. And then we'll add a merger. And a merger on this one. So now we've got 90 there, 90 there. So right here, we're going to put down, let's see, 3 constructors. And then a splitter. There. 90 bronze plates, or excuse me, 60 plates per minute using 90 ingots per minute. Once we power it. Let me find that power pole. Oops, I selected the wrong recipe. We want brass plates. Luckily it's the same ratios and I didn't mess that up completely. The next thing we'll do is merge all these together and then put them into a storage bin. There, 60 brass plates per minute. Alright, next let's put down 2 constructors. And these are going to turn those iron rods into iron wire. And we need 45 per minute, so we need 2. Alright, similarly to the last one, since we're using 90 brass ingots to turn into brass pipes, we need 30, 60, 90, and we're going to get 20, 40, 60. And the 45 here, so we need 3 assemblers. Which we can line up just like this. And then set up the belts. There, and now we just hook it up to that brass. And we are just about done. Just need to run a little bit of power. I'm loving this molten stuff. It's really, really cool. Now that I'm starting to use it, I'm really digging this smart mod. I wish I would have learned all the functionality a little bit earlier. I'm not even sure if I know all the functionality still, but... And there's 60 brass pipes per minute.
Bad plays games.
Bad plays games.
Bad plays games.
Bad plays games.
Bad plays